How does this differ, academic coaching compared to tutoring? Well, much of it I've already mentioned, but specifically, academic coaching is broader based, long-term kind of support. We can apply academic coaching to all subject areas. Students we work with, they might not be doing very well in science, but they can also see that in other subjects that they're also starting to trend downward, that the weakness, if you're a weakness in an organization, it's likely going to affect all your subjects. And so our support, academic coaching support, is better applied to students who need help across subject areas. The great thing about our coaching is that it's done with the student in school, applying these skills to their current schoolwork. Trying to teach students outside of the school, outside of their own classroom, as if it's another course, can be demotivating for an adolescent student, and not see the application, which is often the great disconnect for students, what they do with what they get. Whereas applying these skills directly to their current schoolwork, they can see the skills in action. Plus, because we're working on skills, it's much like that saying, give a man a fish, feed him for a day, teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. And it's a very similar, we're not just giving them the answers, we're not just telling them how to answer a single question, we're showing them how to learn. And because they can now take that skill and apply it today, tomorrow, and for the rest of their academic life, what we're giving students is a sense of control, right? It's not just luck. If I walk into a class and I happen to have a good teacher, I'll do well. Or if it's a subject that I happen to like, I'll do well. Or we'll eliminate that. Let's show you how to learn so you can be successful no matter what it is that you're learning in any environment. So again, the academic coaching philosophy is long-term and broad-based and more about giving the students control. Tutoring, and there is a role for tutoring, but it's short-term. It's really only only effective if it's for very specific amount of information over a very short period of time. For example, if I'm in my later grades of high school and I'm doing well except in chemistry and I don't understand this unit very well, get a tutor, have them reteach that to you so you can then do well. Or if I have a specific test coming up that I want to do well on, a tutor might make sense there. However, again, for short-term periods of time where specific content is needed. Now, but to have a tutor ongoing all the time, it starts to undermine the effectiveness of that. And the reason being is you can create dependency. Right? If I start to believe as a student, if I start to believe that I only do well on science tests when I work with this tutor here because they can teach it to me better than my teacher. Well, that might be true for this particular test, but that's not going to be very helpful going forward. I'd want to know, why is it that I'm unable to learn this material? Why is it that I struggle to learn independently? Whereas tutoring really just fills gaps. And it can create that dependency because, and we will all admit, that we would all learn better in a one-on-one environment. Of course we would. And so often that's why tutoring can be very effective in a short period of time because it's a one-on-one attention that they're getting. Except that going forward throughout their academic career, that's not how learning takes place. A student needs to be able to learn in a larger forum, say at university or college or classroom, or be able to learn independently without other people's support. And that's the kind of skills that in the long run are going to benefit students. And as I said, I've worked with many students, families where they have 2, 3, 4, 5 tutors on the goal, one for every subject. And that would be an indication that, hold on, it's not possible that I'm not doing very well in all these subjects, that there isn't some sort of commonality between them. And again, it's usually skill-based as opposed to all these different specifics that way. So there is a big distinction to be made between academic coaching and tutoring. Similarities in that we are working with current schoolwork and that we want to help the student improve both today, but academic coaching is built for the long term. Tutoring is built for the short term.